Am I streaming? Start it all. Yep. There we go. Pip pip. Cheerio. Yeah. So, season 2, episode 57. I don't think I want you. Stop telling me to buy things. I don't buy nothing. Ads. Get ads. Get. What's going on here? That. This. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, we got in the Prime and take the Prime sub. Prime subbed in. Subbing in the Prime and the subbing in Mun. 5 months. 5 months of subbing Primes. Yeah. So it's dime. Scripts. Scriptable. So I should put it. Oh, hello there. Yeah, it's been a while. I've been away. No, you're not first. Unfortunately, you were not first. There was Aries on Ice who complained. Don't know if you do anything, but you have quite a bit of background noise. A fan, AC, or something. Yeah, no, there's like a bunch of stuff. There's like a lot. Let me 1 second. That's one thing. Maybe someone came earlier in less than a second. I don't know. In my Twitch chat, it shows that the first chat that dropped was Aries on Ice complaining about ads, and then the next chat wasn't a chat, but it was a notification. Nana9110 subscribed with Twitch Prime, not Twitch Prime, with Prime. Yeah. So yeah, back trying to get back into the groove of it. Yeah. I don't know how much streaming I'll be doing in the next couple weeks. I have my car I have to fix, and I get the part on Friday. And then next week, I think I'm helping my mom do some work. And then the week after that, I'm driving across the entire country. So I'm gone the whole week. So that puts us at where? So here, I don't know how much stuff I'll be doing. Here I'm gone the whole week. And then the 21st should be back to the normal, hopefully the normal stuff. In this 21st to the 31st, I have to actually start planning out an application for a grant, which I believe it opens up in, I should really check when that grant opens up. Try to get a little more coin. So, I don't know if I want to make a new thing in here because, like, where did I put... when are you looking to buy a car? Like, yeah, I can come. It's just as long as it's like within the time frames that I'm like available. Like I said, there's 1 week I'm like gone. Like this week from the 14th to the 18th, I'm gone. I'm driving across the entire country. I leave on the Monday and I fly back on the thing. next couple weeks. I'll have to get my wife out of the house so I can test drive Civic. It's the last car. Yeah, in a couple weeks, like if you get your stuff figured out by next week, then maybe I could do that. If not, it'll have to be after the 18th. And then after the 18th, I don't really have anything too crazily planned. I don't think, anyways. So if you're spending 2 more weeks to figure stuff out, yeah. Oh. Just do the old-fashioned trick of, oh, you want to go get some sushi? You want to go get some sushi? And then it's a trap. Bait them with food. Bait them with food. So I guess I gotta go here. Scripts. Let's try this. Create new C-sharp script, I think is how I do it. We'll call this words. Oh. Then go get some ramen. Oh, no, is there no good sushi there? No, I don't think there's any good sushi there. What's good? I mean, there's A&W. Turkish restaurant. Restaurants? Can I do restaurants? Also, don't forget, we don't have a car to get around, so we would have to Uber to the dealership, then Uber to food, then Uber home. Well, the dealership's Marival and Hunt Club. There's Mexicala Rosas, which you could walk to. So many shawarma places. So many shawarma places. Well, there's also isn't there a I mean, you could go to Baton Rouge. Go to a fancy restaurant. I don't even know if Baton Rouge is open during the day. There's nothing too. I mean, maybe just walk over and get a Starbucks. You know, it's right across from. Oh no, that's further down. It's a fair bit of a walk. Because where's Honda? Honda's down here somewhere. There we go. Just go to Costco and get the $1.50 hot dog. Okay, we gotta open this up. I like that. It's lazy. Well, you gotta start with the moving things. And then this becomes scriptable object. And then get rid of all this stuff. Doesn't let you into the cafeteria anymore unless you have a membership. Oh yeah, no, you can't really eat. Yeah, you need a membership to get into Costco. That's like the whole elitism. What did I want? What did I want? Scriptable object. I literally, for the last 2 days, have been looking into doing scriptable objects. Script. And I keep going over it over and over again. Public script model behavior. Scriptable object. Create asset menu. File name is equal to data. Menu is equal to menu name. I have to do that at the very top. I have to set this asset data thing. Apparently they changed with the last year. You can go to the PetSmart and get something for the cat. Someone called Edge. He's doing it. Yeah, I'm trying to do it. I think I have to do this thing. I have to create an asset menu. Man, I'm just like, I keep looking at it. I keep figuring out how I want to write it, and then I like forget. It's just because I haven't had a consistent thing of working on the game, so it's hard to like kind of bring my head back into stuff. An instance of the scriptable object. Okay, how about this? I'm just going to write the stuff I want the scriptable object to hold. So, if I write it like this, then when I start wrapping my head around everything, I'll be fine. So, we need to have this will hold all the data needed for each word, for any words, okay. So we're gonna need stuff like dots. We're gonna need stuff like damage type. We need stuff like element type. We need multipliers. We need buff, debuff. Tried painting for the first time in like over a year yesterday, and I had a terrible time. Got everything, and it feels so awkward. What do you mean by painting? Like painting in real life, or painting on a tablet? Okay, what else do we need? We need push. We need pull. We'll need I don't want to say freeze, but like what? Paralyze, hold. Oh, we need hold. Need some sort of like. So okay, we're gonna have root, which is hold. Okay, so this is the same as root. This is the same as root. Then we need like a paralyzer. Stun? Yeah, stun is a good word. Stun. Because one is like the character can't be swapped out. And the other one is that they lose, it's like they don't get an action. Yeah. Immobilize, stun, snare, restrain, frozen fear. Yeah, no, I think stun's the appropriate one. Because, like, snare, restrain, immobilize are the same as a root or a hold. Stun and freeze are the same. And fear, I feel like fear is something that forces, like, a specific type of action. Might add fear. And I'll just add what it does. Form defense. Offensive. Defensive abilities. Something like that. Sometimes fear means you just lose your turn or have a chance to lose it. Sometimes it means that the character runs away. Oh, morning. If you're looking, how are you? It's been a while. Yeah, it's been. You guys got your Wi-Fi working. I saw the big man. He was doing some stuff, I think, last night. I think I was putting my kids to bed, but I think I saw him streaming. Happy to see that he's back on the horse. Usually referred to as confusion, mind control. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I could put. Definitely not. I don't want to use mind control. I don't want to give the player the agency to be able to control another, like the NPCs. But I do like confusion is also another one. I like Actually, I guess I could make confusion its own thing, because confusion is just straight up random. Yeah. So we have dots, damage type. So dots are just damage over time. Damage type, we have slashing, blunt, and pierce. Yeah. Technically, there's magic too. Are there no elemental damages? No, they are. Yeah, I have element type is its own separate thing. There's like the base damages, and then they're augmented with elements. So then you can have stacking. So okay, how about this? If something has resistance to slashing, and you have a fire slashing attack, the slash portion of the damage is going to be mitigated, but the fire portion might not be. But if the person has resistance to both, it like really mitigates the damage. Versus if someone has like a weakness to the effect, it makes the fire damage then do a little bit more, unless they have resistance to fire. So it's like there's stacking effects to that, and that's where this is kind of where I have to kind of set it up very individually, so that each thing is kind of calculated in a certain step order, because that way doing different combos actually feels relevant versus being like, oh, if I do this, it just doesn't even matter. Like, if I know the person's resistant to fire, but then you're also like, oh, but they're weak to piercing, then it helps that you're like, damage also it has a piercing portion to it, and then the fire's on top of it. So elements, yeah, this one's pretty straightforward. There's like fire, water, and then technically elements have like combinations too. Fire, water, air, and earth. I'm still trying to figure out my like how I want them to like interact with each other. I wanted a symmetrical interaction because I think it just makes sense to like have your like wheel, but I don't know if that's a feasible thing. Because then these go into lightning, fire, water. Fire, air is lightning. Fire, water, I can't remember. I know water, air is supposed to be ice. Earth, fire is like, it's either going to be like lava or explosion. Some sort of like force damage. I mean, I guess I could make fire, water, explosion. Whatever, explosion. Explosion! Air, earth. What was air, earth? It was sand? Sand? Or, yeah. Air, earth was sand? Oh, maybe it was an explosion. I know I had storm for one of them. I gotta remember where I put that. More like gun. Are there no element damage types? Or like gun? What do you mean like gun? I don't get what do you mean by gun? Storm. Multiplier. So this is like times 1.5 times 2 times 2.5 or whatever, and times 3, something like that. Gun damage. Actually, I guess the closest thing to gun damage would be technically, I should have it here. I should have, like, I want to say like force is almost what I'm thinking. Some games use piercing. No, yeah, no. The thing is, it's like a gun I would be piercing. I definitely would be piercing. No, I really wanted to stick to the 3 main, and projectiles like bullets would be piercing because like I think of something like an arrow or a spear or something that's like a ranged thing is piercing. But the problem is I also have something like blast or something that's like magic based, and so it's technically I do have to make magic. I just have to make a magic base damage type because because something like, do I need a, or maybe not even magic, maybe like a neutral? Yeah, because I was thinking personally I'd natural physical damage. So you currently have, I need something like a neutral thing. I'm using magic as a neutral, as a carrier for, there are like 4 magic types, 64 magic types. Yeah, so like the thing is this is I need the base. So this is the base, right? You're like base words, right? So slash, strike, cut, blast, missile, things like that. So this falls into like shot. This falls into those. Thing is, magic. I'm using the word magic here, but really this is almost like it's just like a vessel. It's a carrier of the thing. Because if my thing is, let's say, the attack is called blast, right, and I upgrade it with fire blast. Thing is, the base damage type needs to be. I need to quantify what the base damage is before I add my modifier, like the fire modifier. So then it's fire of that base damage. Same thing with like slash, fire slash. It's gonna have the base damage of a slash type, and then it also has fire damage. So I'm saying magic right here, but really this could be neutral, like a non. It just acts as a carrier. Fire, water, ice, poison, acid, lightning, holy, darkness. See, I'm not sure if I want to do holy or darkness. Force is one of them, yeah. Poison's not a bad one. I should have poison in there. But the thing is, poison falls under these like the dot type stuff. Then it gets more complicated. Then I have to add like curses and stuff. Ooh, actually I have buffs, debuffs. Then I have to do associations to those. That's why everything has to be separated first. Maybe even just a damage type called magic damage for something. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking magic damage is like the neutral thing. Yeah, no, it's anything that's damage over time is just going to stay there. It's the reason I'm setting this up is that this is like the checklist. So whenever a word is like generated or whatever, it fills this checklist, and then it gives all this data. Actually, maybe I shouldn't call it word. Maybe I should call it ability or word. I don't know. I'm doing it as a word right now. Because then you'd have 4 words to an ability, and those 4 words would combine all their checklists to output what it would do. So buffs can be. So we have Now the buffs are a little bit more complicated. We're going to have stat-related buffs. Stat increase. I need a timer. I need to add a timer. I need time. Or I guess like duration. Duration. Oopsies. Because that's also going to be a key part. Duration. Duration. Because that's duration going to be used for dots and buffs and debuffs. Pushes and pulls are, yeah, so this is just, I don't know if I need to make this the two different, no, I do. Because one is switch active target to back of order. Pull next target in order. And then, yeah, this is like the root. So this is, they cannot be switched, but can act normally. Stun. Perform any actions. Fear. What I missed to say something. Question for y'all. You're setting up a scriptable object. Do you need an effect for stackable? Yes, no. Like a character can have multiple of the same dot curse buffs on them to increase the effect versus they just reapply the same effect and extend its duration. So if it's the exact same thing, then it just is going to extend the duration. If it's a different thing, like a different type of like a damage or whatever, it would be separate. So like, let's say fire. Say you set the person on fire. That dot damage gets reapplied if another fire dot is added. So I guess this is kind of where it does have weird stacking, because if let's say you have something that does more than one dot, so let's say it does fire and, well, it couldn't do fire and ice because it would already be mixed. Let's say it does a fire dot and it does a debuff, okay? So it does fire and then it lowers your toughness, something like that. Then you hit with another attack that does a whatever poison dot and a the same like lower toughness. So what's going to happen is the lower toughness debuff is going to stack and increase its duration, while the other two are going to be held as separate instances of themselves. I did want to do something where some dots will like get rid of other dots or cause like a trigger. You know, like fire and poison might cause an explosion. So then yeah, you need category on your scriptable object for stackable. Yes, no. But just because you have some effects that do stack and some that don't. Not in this thing. This thing is just a container. It's going to be the other side of the coin. So this is the container that holds all the information of what the word does. Then you take those words and they combined, which is another script that does that. It says, it checks, Hoja! Mr. Battle Hoss, 5 months in a row. that combines them. Then when it applies the like attack, the unit script is going to be the one that takes in that data and be like, oh, okay, what am I getting hit with? And then it's just going to flag its own things. I'm sure it's pronounced Mr. Battle House, but I like Haas. I don't know. Well, he never corrected me, so blah. And he's had many opportunities to. They cannot perform an action. Fear makes target. Yeah, confusion. Target performs random action. Okay. I don't know if I need to break buffs up, or should I just make buffs only do the thing? Because the thing is, everything's connected. So let's say you lower or increase a buff. I might even have to have special buffs. I'm good. Buffs are complicated. Yeah, but that's not how they say it in German. So wait, I was right. So I've been saying it right. Mr. Battle Haas. Because you're thinking like Battle House? I don't know why. What would be Battle House? But yeah. So we're almost got all the data points that I need. I can just check real quick. Because I know I wrote something else. So let's just save this real quick. Because I think it's going to change what it looks like in here. This is going to change. It's not going to be a mono script. It's going to change its icon to a scriptable object. And then what happens, the cool thing about scriptable object is it just becomes a thing you can slap onto things. Say if this is just a container, having a category for is special isn't a bad idea. Because worst case scenario, you don't use it, but you have to determine what makes something special, and that's shared trait are that make it special debuff. Yeah, I think you're kind of right on that. I think I have to. What? This is supposed to look like something different. Why? Why are you? It's not a monoscript though. I didn't do something. I did something wrong. This is not supposed to be monoscript. I think I know why. I think I have to do something here. And I think that's what it was saying here. I have to create asset menu, don't I? No. Create asset, file name, data, scriptable manager script. Spawn manager script object. Order 1. What is this? Okay. In the main menu, go to Assets, Create Script. Oh, wait, do I have to go here? Wait a second, maybe I didn't do it right. Assets. Create. What the heck? What the? See, I think I was doing something silly. Okay. Scripting and select scriptable object. In the project window toolbar, right click project window content miss. Creates. Yeah, so what the heck? I did that and it doesn't give me. Why do I not have the scriptable object set up? Huh. No. Asset. Huh. So you're running into an issue with them. It's been used no. I know that there's a point, the thing that I have to do with, I have to actually give it I have to create it as an asset. Here, okay. You can use create asset menu attribute to create custom assets using for the class. File name, data, menu name, scriptable object. With the previous script, your asset folder, you can create an instance of the scriptable object by navigating to asset create scriptable object, giving the object a meaningful name, alters the values. To use these values, you need to create a new script that references the scriptable object in the script manual, for example. So that's this. So, order 1. What does order 1 mean? Spawn manager. So how about I copy this. Oh wait, do I not need the first chunks of mono behavior? Yes, I do need this. I knew it. I do need this create part here. I think I technically have to give it a location, but we can just slap this on here. And then go back here. No. It's not a monoscript imported object. It's not a monoscript. Why are we? No. Something is a little amiss. Something is a little amiss. What am I missing? Okay. Create instance. You can save script files either from UI assets, menu attribute, or call database for a script. You can also generate a script out of import C. It's an independent class. Assets, set data loading, destroy. For example, implement a class derived of this. Class vehicle type info scriptable object. Yeah. This class vehicle parameters such as turning radius, damage, and range. The second script implements the mono behavior to use the script, so that it's a mono behavior that calls the script, which is this is the thing that's going to like do my combination and set the instantiation of each one. Okay. Okay, I have to look at another thing. I'm like so sure. Wait. Object. due to issues with script compilation, incorrect file path, or problem with. Huh. I never saw the point. I had to switch most of my script to inherit from the same base class, but okay. So model behavior instantiates. I think I know kind of what's going on. I think this is the problem. Is that this thing shouldn't be. It shouldn't be mono. It shouldn't be a mono, and I don't know why I can't just make it a scriptable object. So I don't have it here. Or am I blind by something? Create. So he says scripts tools. Yeah. Create. Then draw, hamster boy, draw. Don't know why I can't find what I'm looking for. And maybe play Yuma Museum. Is it like a game? It's like a waifu game. Is that the one that they're animals and they're racing, the runners? Yep, this is what he's talking about, everybody. He wants to play this game. Just a bunch of anime waifus running. He wants them to run. Run. They're actually horses. They're horsewomen. They gotta run. They gotta do their training. And they're also idols. They sing together. Isn't this an anime? Didn't an anime of that come out? What I want to do here is I literally watched this, homie. I'm gonna go and watch this, homie, some more. Yes, I have heard about scriptable object. Gimme. Yes, I know. Okay. Yep. Serialized field. Cool. Where's the part where you make the scriptable object? Yes, I know. Ammo. I want to see when you make it. Show me. Show me your secrets. Yes, bullets. Ah, here, what did I miss? I missed it for a second. Okay. What the heck, meh? Okay. See, I did that. I added my thingamabobber. Create asset menu. Correct. I did the correct thing. Oops. Pressing too many buttons. I did the correct thing. I gave it a class, and I called the scriptable object, Yeah, that's correct. Then he just gave some information. Cool. Put tooltips, cool. I can put tooltips too. Then it outputs that, and then these are the values that could be adjusted to. Whoa, I just missed a bunch of stuff. Okay. It's a gotcha game where you race horse girls, also idols. It looks fun. I got like 4 animes and 3 movies apparently. Oh, it's got 4 animes. Okay. There's some pretty crazy animations in there too. I've run out of work again. God, I hate my supervisor. Just ask for more work. Be like, I'm done. Can I... Please, sir, may I have some more? Okay. Actually, I want to just check something. How this guy's hierarchy is like set up in his little thing here. So here's a thing. Oh, he has 2 folders. He has a mono behavior and he has a scriptable object kind of thing. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess I could just keep putting things. The rest of my stuff. Ooh, we could do the tooltip thing. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Tooltip. How did it? It's tooltip brackets meters per second. So okay. So then we're gonna go bracket it up. How many turns this will last? And duration, I guess it's going to be public int, and we'll call it duration. Boop. That'll work because my supervisor is taking this sweet time getting back to me with whether it needs revisions or is approved to animate. Oh. Well, that sucks. Ooh. No, there's no way it can be more than 1. No, okay. That's why. Okay, that's why I'm... Yes. Because, like, something's not going to have more than 1 of these things. It's only going to have 1 thing. Because this will be public string damage type, and then this one's going to have string element type, and this is going to be public. Do I want to have half? I guess it's going to be a float. Effect multiplier. Let's go effect multiplier. And then this. So for this is it. See, this is where. Oh, what? Using ints and not shorts. Wasting 128 bits. My memory, no. Are you serious? Is that even a thing? Can I use a short? I can use a short. Oh, that's too funny. I honestly forgot all about that. I forgot about that. That's crazy. That's so crazy. I feel like that's an interesting thing that you brought that up. But you're not gonna need shorts in this day and age. What? What did I say that was bad? Mod. Oh, what did you say? Ram in. You said we have like 32 gigs of RAM in almost every PC, but it captioned RAM in. That's funny. That's interesting. I wonder how much like. That's a funny thing to actually think about. Imagine if I went and I like specifically, because like a short is small though. What's the? Yeah, because a short is 32 is negative 32 3200 767 to positive 3200 767, which while like an int is in like the billions. Using a short versus an int or a long is unnoticeable. Yeah, definitely. That's just funny. That's crazy that you remembered that. Like I completely forgot about shorts. Oh man, I almost want to use it now because you've made that comment, because it's like none of these numbers are ever going to exceed actually I should be really using U shorts so that the number can never be a negative number also. That's crazy. Just because you brought this up, I'm like, no. Knowing the syntax to do the things I wanted to implement. That's fair. Well, that's good. Memory and logic memory is a big one. Like that's funny. How do I want to go about this? I think buff is going to fall under a couple different things. We also need like, so the buff will have a duration. I think this is just true or false public bool. And this is dot. Actually, because I can technically combine stuff, right? This is only one word. So, for example, something like fire. So we give fire, it will not have a base damage type. It'll have an element type of fire. It will have no multiplier effect. But let's say if the word was like blaze or something like that. So this isn't actually going to be word. Is it going to be word? I don't think this is going to be word. I think I might have to change this to ability. Because I could then just add all the different... No. Shoot. I'm back and forth on how I want to do this. Because if it's an individual word, this is really easy. This is just a checkbox to like say what the word does. and then it means I have one container that I can create every single possible word. That was what the original idea was. Is that this is the container that I add, and it's like whatever word it's gonna be. So is it gonna be, yeah. I should actually put word, like the name of it. Public string the word. This is actually just the actual word, what it's going to be called. And then it's going to have all its effects. Question about how your attack names / evolution system works. Go, shoot. What do you want to know? Oh, hello. How are you? How goes the projectio? If heavy slash became heavy fire slash, for example, is the difference then fire heavy slash? Does the order matter? No. So the big thing is I don't want order to matter, because the way that you're gonna like make your attack, I'll let the player like kind of like puzzle pieces put their words in whatever order they want. Just to I think it's more for my own craziness that I would like where the way that you read the attack to like be the way you want it to be read. So like, right, like what you just said is heavy fire slash. Well, you could reorder stuff to be like fire heavy slash, or heavy slash fire, or something weird like that. But yeah, so the thing is, heavy would probably fall under as a multiplier. So the multiplier multiplies the effects of multiple things. The slash part is the damage type, and then fire would be the element type. Fire doesn't change the type to fire, it just adds a tag of fire to the attack. Exactly. For damage reduction and stuff. Yeah, so what would happen is the multiplier would multiply the effect to both the fire and the slashing part, right? So what happens if an attack called fire, water, lightning, slash with multiple modifier tags? So this is where the different tags are gonna like start melanging. So technically these ones, these like lightning, blah 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 blah, those don't actually get kind of created until a player slots in 2 words that will make this fuse, because this is a different type altogether. So fire, water, lightning, slash would cause a combination to occur. So fire and water would probably, so it would probably become explosion, lightning, slash. Ooh, that's the one I'm missing. I don't know how I want to call it. If I want to call it AoE, or if I want to call it like pass through. It's like, think of a line attack. And it's going good, pretty good. How are you today? I'm doing okay. I'm finally back on the horse. It's been a crazy bit of time. Summer came. A lot of stuff happened. My car broke. I've been trying to fix that. My daughter's done school, so she's had the first week, no kind of camp or anything, so she was home. And then there was a bunch of stuff. And then I'm a Canadian, so we had Canada Day. Targets? Oh, that's a good idea. Targets is a great idea, because then I can number it from the start to the end. So it's like, if the target number is 1, it only hits the one target. If the target number is 2, it hits the first target, and then the second person in the order. And then if it goes beyond, yeah, that's smart. Option to move the target to, yeah, I like that. Target is actually, I like that one. I should add target as a thing. We'll put this here, I think. Target. I guess I could call it like target spot, something like that. Move hits 2, 3, 4. No, see, what I think I would do is, the way I would use it is that you pick the number. So if the number is 1, it only hits target at the very first the first target in the order of the line, right? So think darkest dungeon, right? So the closest person to you would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you pick the number 4 and it's like an attack type thing, it's gonna like pass through. I mean, I could do your way too. I could make it do damage to like yeah, but then it'd have to pick which numbers. I think I'm gonna just have it as target. Maybe I'll do 2. I'll maybe do target length, and then I'll have like target spot. And so target length is just going to be an integer. Target length. While target spot is going to be a int array. Oh, sorry. Did I do that right? It's an int array. Then I do target spots. Something like that. Relevant for you if you want character position to matter in the game. Like Darkness. Yeah, character position doesn't necessarily matter in the game, but I kind of like this. Because the thing is, okay, this is a little bit interesting too. I don't know, I like both. Because then it's like I can actually just pick one spot. Or I could pick multiple, like the back 3 people or whatever. This may not come into play. This may have to be like removed or whatever, but it's there for now. It's better I front load this with all the possible things that I might need to have as like part of it, and then either just remove it later or just not use it. It's kind of like, yeah, maybe it's like a redundancy, because the same thing is happening here with my buff and debuff. I think I need to add target stat. Oh man, but then if you have like a mega buff, yeah, I think I have to have. So I'm gonna have to have 2 actually. I'm gonna have to a lot of stuff. Shit. Because a buff is gonna be its own. Okay, buff is gonna be its own separate thing. Buff and debuff are going to be further down, just because I'm gonna have to add a bunch more stuff to make them work. You could simplify it to this move hits one person versus this move hits all enemies. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could have one or all. But the thing is, in some instances, something like the push. So it switches the active target to the back of the order. This pushes them. This could have them push either by 1 or push by multiple, which then makes this target spot thing work, or target length. Because if it's like target length is 2, when you use a push, it's going to push the target back 2 spots. And then something like a pull, it's going to pull the target from 2 up. Only issue is that I guess the player would figure it out after they use the ability once. They'd be like, oh, okay, this ability is going to grab the second person or the third person. No, I'd have to make a visual indicator to like let you know how far the thing's going in the order. Because I have my like, what's it called? Let's go to the battle scene so I can actually look at this real quick. Scenes, ladder. This one? Nope, not the one. But it'll have the same UI, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So then this would show you, it would kind of highlight which person out of these would be the one affected. When you are selecting your move, it'll kind of highlight. I'll have to put a highlight whenever you're selecting your move. Now this is where the thing is, like, if I hover or if I select, do I need to put a select and confirm? This is the thing I think I was thinking about before. So if I need to have like a select to then confirm, because right now you just click it. Depending on how you want it to work, really. The way you're described, it sounds very similar to the position in Darkest Dungeon. Yeah, I know. Right now it does that, and the reason why that I'm kind of gonna keep it a little bit there is because of the boss battles. Because the boss battles is really the only way where you actually kind of see everybody like this, versus like a regular battle where your person is just like one person, one person. Using numbers as slots, but they really only represent one character in front and 3 in the back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it as it is, not necessarily in order. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it like I said. It's gonna be something I either use or I don't use, but at least it's there, and it may. You have every. Have you ever played Mega Battle.net? Yeah, of course. But that was on a grid based system, right? And you had your cards, and your cards did like a specific pattern. You also had to move over the grid. That's a good game. But imagine this spread works similar to those patterns. That's how I'm thinking of with my explanation. I'm just not explaining it well. Okay, I see what you're saying. So the move has like effectively a built-in pattern. Okay, and then this is very similar to Darkest Dungeon, because Darkest Dungeon had things where it's like, oh, it only hits the 2 center people, or it only hits the 2 end people. Yeah, like I said, this does that same kind of. Leaving it in allows me to do that, and I think that's a good way to just keep it for now, because again, I don't have to use these criteria, right? But it's there for using. Yeah. Because like, I don't know, words can have different interpretations. So like, if I do, let's say something like twin pillar slash, what does pillar mean, right? I think like rising up, a post, something like that. But then it's like something, another word which has an interesting meaning would be like lance. Flaming lance strike. Building in targets also lets you keep it similar and say the target is the main enemy, the target is all enemies, the target is all enemies. Okay. Main enemy only. Yeah, exactly. Or like rear enemy, all enemies. Ooh! This actually might work also for instances where it has to check if maybe like it needs like a prerequisite. So think of like an ability that causes someone to be like on fire. Okay? And if they're not on fire, or an ability that needs someone to be on fire, and if they're not on fire, it doesn't do anything. I can't remember. I feel like there's like a combust combo or something, or someone has to be like on fire or warm. Is it Divinity or Baldur's Gate? No, it's got to be Divinity. I think. I just remember certain status effects. It's like if a person's wet, you could then freeze them. If a person was like warmed, you could then have them like combust into flames. Where is that from? I'm thinking that's got to be Divinity. I think Divinity had that where you could have like the warm stat, like you've been warmed up. Who is already burning explodes for some damage and sets. Yeah, that works too. Yeah, I think it's good. We'll leave that there. Push, and the thing is, this also works for the push pulls. So push just switches the target. This is just a bool. Bool. I know there's is push, but like maybe I'll put will push. Is push. I like will push. If that's true, it'll push. If it's not, it's false. Public bool will pull shift. But then I'm making shift one word. If the number variable is down one. Lower the number. Really can do both push and pull. Yes, because what it could do is the order in which it does it, right? So let's say push is the first part of the trigger. So it pushes, let's get some random little things. It pushes person A over, and then it pulls person B over, right? Something like that. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think it works better if I have more than two. I don't have enough hands. But it's that. You could push someone maybe all the way to the back, and then you're pulling the second person. If that makes any sense. I just wanted them, because shifting makes it happen at that one time and that one thing, while push pull does like multiple. But yeah. Oh man. Oh, I'm just there's so many great ideas. I hate when I go on like my brain. I have returned. Hello, returning. Have you seen much on your journeys? Be natural math thing of, if it sets your slot to 3 with a push, it makes people in slot 2, 3 automatically become 1, 2 because the previous one was removed. Yeah, kind of like that. What I want is held. Sure. Public bool is stunned. Might have to put like a charmed. I don't know if charmed. Oh, maybe I could do charmed. Charmed would just be the opposite of the fear effects. It would do positive effects towards the active hero or whatever, like your party. Public bool is, or will, it's will confuse. And then I have a whole nother thing for buffs. That's going to be like a crazier thing. So yeah, this is just getting bigger and bigger, which is good. This is going to be a container that holds all the data. I toggle whatever I want for the word. The word is that. And then I'll have another container that combines it all and like is the ability. Because then that ability, when used, has to go and tell the unit script all the different things that are taking effect on it. Because I think unit right now, it's very simple for the the taking damage part. This is going to get very much expanded, because right now it does calculations with gray health, it does calculations with taking damage if the person's knocked out, if they're going to die, take damage to kill. This is if the person's already knocked out, and then so then it's going to have in here set all the stuff for that unit of like what they are getting hit with for like effects and stuff like that. So buff and debuff. The thing is, I want you to be able to do both. I want a buff and a debuff to both be a thing that can be triggered on the same word. So something that maybe like gives you more strength, but then lowers your speed, right? Something like that. So I will need, for a buff, I need an amount. I need what it's buffing. So, okay, so let's go. So buff. We're gonna need a mount. So public int buff amount. Then we're going to need the stat affected. This is going to be public. So this is going to be strings, I think. Is it affected or affected? I always forget. The is it affected versus affected? Verb influence or produce an effect, or an adjective meaning change or influence. Effect typically is the past tense verb. So it's okay, so A is first, E is after. Cool. Effect stat. I guess it's affected stats or stat, whatever. Okay. Man, this gets really crazy. Because, like, let's say we have something like the word iron, right? I feel like iron would be able to increase, like, a damage type, like slashing, or like silver, right? It's like, oh, okay, what does silver do? Maybe silver, or like the word sharp, twin sharp slash, or I need a cooler word than sharp, but something like that. Oh, I mean, well, it could be a buff. Sharp, sharpening, swing, something like that. Where it's like you like swing, but you don't hit the opponent, but it makes you get a buff that makes your slashing attacks more powerful. Yeah, okay, so we need to have, so that's the effect, that's the stat that it could affect. Then we need the damage type affected, which it could affect all of them. Same thing. String, and then it's present tense affected damage. Nice, that's what I want. And then we have the same thing for element, and then we have to duplicate this again for the debuff half of it. So then I can fine-tune words to be very specific to what they're going to do. And then make each word unique, which is going to be really nice. Yeah, so then it's going to it feels good when you have that, like, there's the basic choices that you have. And when you play it, the obvious things are obvious, right? But then as you play more, the granularity of stuff will start to, like, reveal itself. And that's what I want. I want it to be straightforward, like fire does fire damage. Things weak to fire, it takes more damage. Super straightforward. But then you start getting into like layering of stuff. And that's, especially when it comes to like, I think the buffs and the debuffs. That's going to be, and then the items. Items will also do things similar to this. Right now, items are only doing stat increases and decreases, but eventually I'll open the pool up for the items to do a little bit more. Yeah. Oh! You had brought this up before. I need a thing. Ability target. Yeah, I need a couple other ones. Crud, I need ability target, because this is an idea that you can target, like, you can't see, but it's like it's going to maybe stop a move from being used. Yeah, ability target. And the other thing is I need to add charge, which is actually technically supposed to be up here. Yeah, this is that. I should really just space these out a little bit more so I can actually, oops, nope. This, oops. No, undo. This, yeah, just so I can actually kind of know what's doing what. So we have the multiplier effect, damage, element, multiplier. We need the charge type, yeah, public bool is chargeable. So this is if we need like charge multiplier then. So this is like your Kamehameha, and it's like how many mehas do you want to give it before it has, or Kamehameha, Kamehameha. Yeah, so we need is chargeable. We need another one. Charge length. So this is just going to be an int. Yeah. Because how long does the move take to charge? Length. The same thing with this reason we have the ability target. The reason we have ability target is like something like charge. So let's say we do, I love hyper beam and solar beam. Solar beam, you take a turn to charge it, to fire it, bang bang. Hyper beam, you fire it, then you lose a turn effectively by using it. So charge length, number of turns to charge, and then does the ability charge up. And then the last thing in here, we also need the charge multiplier. Charge multiplier, because this in itself, I think we'll make this a float because this can be half. Charge multiplier. So yeah, so this is like a fixed thing. So it's like, yeah. Oh, Jesus. The math is going to get crazy on mega abilities. Forward ability is going to be nonsense. Forward ability is going to be nonsense. Because multipliers are really crazy. They're just a flat multiplier of everything, which is nuts. But then if you have something like a ×3 multiplier, and then you have a charging attack, and the charge multiplier is going to get increased. So let's say charge length is 2, and the multiplier is like another 2. It would do order of operations from the top. Well, I'd have to change this, but I need to do the order correctly. But pretty much it would take the multiply 3. Charge length would become 3. No, it would go from 2 turns to charge, or whatever, 2 turns to charge, become 6 turns to charge. Ooh, that's crazy. 6 turns charging, but then your multiplier is 3 times 2, is times 10 to your damage. Or to whatever, like times 10 to like the effect of whatever you're doing. It'd be kind of nonsense. Oh my goodness, I just thought of something. It's kind of BS, but it's going to be great when a person... For a stable mind, hey! I mean, it's not morning. I mean, is there a greeting for good... Because it's like, it's 11 o'clock for me. Shit, this is a crazy number. Okay. So the idea, this is the crazy thing. Good afternoon? Well, it's not afternoon yet, right? It's like good brunch. What greeting do you give at 11 o'clock? Oh, it's still good morning. Okay. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. It's morning. No, yeah, no, apparently it's good morning up until 12 o'clock. So there is no special lingo for 11 o'clock. Or, yeah, so it's good morning. Yep, that's crazy. I feel like, because then you have good morning, then you have good afternoon, good brunch. I mean, I'm just thinking brunch. Yeah, it's still morning. Definitely still morning. Because then it's good morning. I guess you could also use a catch-all like good day. Also, just a note for you, since I know you haven't played a lot of RPGs, lol. Okay, then what is considered nighttime? What is night time? Like, what time is it? Like after the sun sets? I would assume so. After, it has to be after sunset. Yeah, it's between sunrise and sunset. Okay. So yeah, so technically good morning and good evening shift because of how much sunlight there is from like before noon and afternoon. Technically you could use good afternoon for anything afternoon. Good evening is technically later, and then good night is after the sun's gone down. I was thinking using people like stacking up charge, like next move does 2 times damage, and then doing it multiplies times to make next move do 4 times damage or 8 times damage. But the game where you can do this usually tend to be best option by wide margin, and it's not even close. Sorry, okay, let me reread this. Next move does 2x damage, and doing it multiple times to make the move do 4x or 8x. But games where you can do this usually this tends to be the best option by a wide margin, as it's not even close. So I see what you're saying. So like if it's a charge attack and you take 1 turn to charge, and then your turn comes around and you're charging, and then your turn comes around and then you choose to charge again, the multiplier goes up, which makes sense. Morning is until 11 afternoon. It's 4 evening is otherwise, I think that's how I've always been used to it. That let you stack. My next move does more damage. It tends to overpower every other option in the game by a lot. Oh, yeah. So I get that. That's why I'm kind of like, because you have a party, I feel like, so this is where I was just thinking of something. So let's say you do a super duper mega move, right? And it takes, whatever, 6 turns to charge, and it's going to be like a times 10 multiplier. In that event, do I let the ticking of the charge time occur if you swap they're not the active person? Are they still charging that attack? Because this just makes me think of like a wizard in the back line getting ready to do a crazy move, and then everyone else is just like, hold until the wizard can fire his like mega blast. And I'm like, is that a cool idea? Is that something? Because the only thing about that, if I were designing the game personally, Because like that's something I like the idea of, but then I feel like you could easily abuse it. And there's something to be said about game balance, but then my game isn't a multiplayer game. And I think sometimes it's like getting, what is it called? If you want to charge, the charge has to be followed up by another charge or a damage move right away. And if you don't do anything, it's lost. That's fair. That's definitely, yeah, I think I think a charge would then fall under as a buff and have a duration. And it would be 1 turn. And then if you charge again, the duration of the like buff gets ticked again. Yeah. The thing is, I kind of want there to be the ability, because a lot of stuff is kind of not guaranteed. Like, you're not guaranteed that you're going to get the word charge or like power up or something like that when you're leveling your person up. There's no guarantee that you're going to get the things to make the ability that's going to be really broken. And that's what I love about roguelikes, is that you get that god run where it's like everything's just falling into place. You like get the perfect items, you get the perfect like build kind of going, and you start get snowballing. And I think that's like my favorite thing. I love that. I love that so much when you get that snowballing effect where you're just like, it's broken. Like, you've broken the game effectively by creating a cycle of like utter destruction. But in that, it's fun. And because my game is not meant to be like a long spanning RPG, like the idea is that you have a finite amount of time with each hero or with your party, so that you effectively do have that run of like, oh, this party was like the god party. This is the ones that like, they got all the good moves, they got so good, they did the most work, but eventually you run out of time with them. They get old and they die. So that way, when you do your next run, you'll always have that memory of that, like, oh, will I ever be able to achieve that god run again? And I think that's kind of what I'm aiming for, is enough versatility that something broken can be achieved by the player. Now the thing is, this is where it gets really complicated, is I don't want someone to be able to like literally boot the game up on their first go, blind, be able to like break the game with like combinations. Now I guess someone, if they have a lot of like gamer knowledge, like just understand the tropes of a game, they might be able to figure something out. But I don't want it to be like right away. I want them to be able to have played a couple times and then start to see like, oh, this and this. I don't know. I've been playing a lot of Slay the Spire, and I've like had, those god runs where I'm like super happy. Or what was the other game I was playing that had like, I was playing it with Nick, and it was a game. Oh, it was Hell Card, I think, or something like that. What was it? I think it was like Hell Card, and we were playing together, and we were playing on like an endless run, and we were finally getting these like wombo combos where one of us was like a defensive player and just like blocking for the other person to just build a thing that just started cascading effects. And then it's like, okay, just have to hold out until I can get my it's like magic too. It's like you're just holding out until you can get it on. I may be off and on, dealing some family issues right now. Hey, no worries. I get that. I get that so much. I understand dealing with family quite a bit. That's why I probably won't be streaming very consistently for the next month. I will be MIA probably here and there. Today was like, I wanted to stream yesterday, I didn't. But yeah, cool. I like this. This is going good. This is like what I wanted this to be. I'm very happy about this. Okay, so we got this. What other things need for the buff? I gotta remember. Buff. So buff. It has a amount that it's going to change. Buff amount. It has the stats, which it could have multiple stats. I will probably have to force this to be a fixed number, and same with this. what we pay you for that. I don't get paid that much. Actually, I don't get paid. I don't even know if I got my first thingy, my first little deposits. Well, it's also summertime, so like kids are off. There's a lot of stuff. The house is there's always things that my car broke. Did you miss that part? That I've literally had I pulled the steering rack out of my car, and I had to like call multiple dealerships and multiple places to find a part, and then I got a part, and then it was like the wrong part, and then the part I needed was like back ordered 7 weeks, something ridiculous. So I had to like order it. It's supposed to come in Friday, which is dope. Then I have to put it together, and then I have to put my car back together. And then all of that so I can help my mom do a bunch of other work because she doesn't have a car right now. So yeah, then I'm going across the country. I am driving across the country. 42 hours across the country. So it's going to take me a week. So I'm going to be gone from the 14th to the 18th. Bye-bye. So yeah. So hopefully I can get today and tomorrow and try to maybe stream once next week. And then I'm gone for a week. And then I should be back to my regular scheduled programming. And yeah, actually, hopefully by then, like once this is implemented. Oh yeah, no. And then I thought I was going to stream this week more. But I found out that my daughter's summer camp didn't start until it started yesterday. She's been home for a week and a half. So now she's got summer camp. Don't have to worry. Just got to make sure she doesn't get bullied by the bigger kids, which happened. And she didn't want to go today, and so there was a lot of that. And I had to go and talk to people and stuff. Because it's like a multi-aged summer camp. So there's lots of other kids that are a lot older, and she's smaller. But, yeah. Things are slowly going back to, like, regular. I'm, like, super behind on this. I have a grant thing that's going to be coming up in, like, 3 weeks. I have to finish writing it all and getting it ready before August. Try to get some more bing bang boolas. Maybe I can hire a programmer to make my life. Well, I'd probably actually hire an artist, make more art, make the game prettier. But yeah, no. But it's still going. Gonna get to that friggin' open beta. Gotta get to that. I have to have that done before September. That's like the biggest. That is like a huge cutoff for me. I have to have it done before September because everything falls off the rails in September. But we're good. We're close. Like literally, this once this is operational, then yeah, it's this a little bit of AI writing, which is not very complicated. It's just a state machine to do the choices that the enemy's gonna make, and yeah, and it's playable. This is like the biggest part. This is the biggest hurdle, is getting this part to like be ready to go and work the way it needs to work. And then yeah, it'll be freaking awesome. Buffs. We got buffs. Ooh, I should put. I just buff to it. I should add buff to it just so I know I can differentiate this. So the buff has to have how much it's buffing. We have to have what it's buffing. If it's buffing a stat, is it buffing a damage? Is it buffing an element? The element type affected. Why did I do that? Public. Because then you might have a thing that affects multiple elements. So we want to have this as an array as well. Affected element type boofed. Cool. We got that, and that. What else am I missing? Because buff is stacking a lot of stuff. Okay, the things that it's... No, do I need to do this though? Yes, I do. Because this one only gives me one element type. And this one only gives me one damage type. I might have to encapsulate some of these differently, but because this is going to give me multiple. Okay. Ooh, we need... Ooh, we also need target, which we have. So this is target length. Oh, actually, I should put... So buff is going to be... It's assumed that buff... Maybe I need to put like target allies, target enemies. Maybe I need to put a thing for that. Yes, I'm gonna add that. Target self and target. I guess technically I don't need these to be up here. I could make them down below with this part. So buffs are going to be target self and target allies. Yeah. So then public bool target self. That's true. And then public bool target allies. Now this one might have to get other things set, because like a word like group would be like everyone. Yeah, so if you had the word group, it would have target allies as a check thing. Actually, it would technically all, something like all, like if the word was like all encompassing flaming heal, which would then be a heal effect, a fire buff, and it would target everybody. So yeah, so these both would have to be true. So this is just, yeah. So this is only affect casting hero, and this is only affect allies. Yeah. Okay, that's true. And then technically, yeah. So then this is, I will have to make sure I do certain things in here. So we got how much it's going to do, what it's going to affect, so it's going to either affect nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. What other buffs? Ooh. I mean, if I'm using target self and is held, then this would technically target. I'll have to change the order of stuff. I'll have to make things look a little bit easier for me to read. But yeah. Oh, bang la. I guess I gotta do that before lunch. Cool beans. Oh, I feel like I'm cracking. Can I do it here? Here. Okay, put this in maybe. Okay. if you heard that crack. Like cracked like a bunch of stuff. Oh. Oh. I feel like shit. I did a drawing day too far away from my tablet because of the chair issues, and now my shoulders area is making pay for it now. That sucks. I need to stretch more in the morning. Oh. But yeah. Okay. So this is, yeah. This is good. This is good. We have a lot of things. Do some yoga. I wish I could do some yoga. Yoga. Scripts. I'm so confused. What if I just do like 10-minute yoga routines on YouTube and follow them once a day for 3 days? Yeah. Good. Would be good. Would be good, sir. I'd be happy if I could do that. Yeah. Oh man, I haven't even hit that point yet. Okay, so we've got almost everything. This is ability target. Oh man, my brain. Okay, I think maybe I need to do lunch, and then I do need to. Why don't I? Why does this give me what I want? Why doesn't it want to do what I want it to do? I'm gonna have to figure out something with the scriptable object, but I think I'm pretty darn close to what I need. I have to duplicate all this stuff. Or do I make this as any possible word? And then what it would I'm gonna have to come back to this when my brain is little. I probably need to eat. That's probably what it is. Yeah. I should probably eat. I don't know. I'm like unsure of things right now. My brain is a little. Let's. You know what I know what I'm gonna do. Just to help me, kind of readjust myself. Let's go here. Let's just give it a little play. Huh. Thought I had built a sound thing. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay, it does click. Okay. Yeah. Oh, because it doesn't trigger when I load it. So now what I need is I need hovering things. So when I hover here, it should like light this up a little bit. Same thing with this. I don't know why my buttons don't have hover. I need like a little. Do I not have hover? Choices, ladder choices. Button. This is normal. Highlight. Is highlight the one I want? Let's just add a little color to it and see. This is button number 1. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I need to add highlight. Cool, let's go. I got different music here. Yeah, I need to add highlights to stuff. And button clicks. And like, this will have to be like, kink, something like that. See, it didn't, we're playing the other music, we shouldn't recruit him. Let's go samurai! 2 strike slash! And then exploration, I don't know. Oh. I don't know why everyone's broken up here. That does not make any sense. Okay, let's just confirm. Something broke on that one. Okay, why is my audio still playing here? I don't know. The glove. Give you the glove. Let's go to a monster fight. I think I might also have to mix the audio a little bit better, but... Yeah. Uh-oh, why is my samurai not letting me switch? Uh-oh, what's broken? Uh-oh, something broke. Okay. What is going on here? Why am I... Skeleton HUD. Okay, that's fine. Skeleton. So, like, what is going here? Let's clear all this for a second. Why are we in a broken... Flee. Wait. Return. Skip turn. I skipped my turn, but I'm not taking damage, so why are we not... Something's... Is it because I try to switch? He's the active player. Well, there's something broken there. Oh, well, that's good to know. Let's see if I can get that to work again. Samurai. Battle. Slash. Everyone just does the same slash slap sound. They just slap. I think maybe this broke it. Let's grab here. Let's give you a sword, because you're a samurai. Samurai. Cycle? Cycle. Let's give you a recruit. Recruiter here. Let's go to combat. Oh! Weird, there was a delay here. Gandalf, let's get out there. Use your blast! I got the guy! Okay, let's recruit another person. Let's go to a battle. Slap. Let's see if we grab you. Oh, just little slaps. Everyone gets little slaps to the face. Slap. Okay. Now we have 4 enemies. Slap. Let's do a slash. Huh. The skeleton seems to break it. When we bring out the skeleton. E is less than. Yeah, we put these images up. Skeleton. Total number of enemies 4. Set enemy dead zone location. Okay. Get to here. Does that. There must be something that's not being retriggered. I think it might have to only do with multiple enemies per tight. Let's try it again. Hero, fight. Yeah, Hurricane Slash. Just pimp slaps that guy. Another combat. A slap. Hurricane Slash. Let's go. Another combat. So we're only fighting one guy. It's good. Hey, the heal works. Oh, cool. Okay, so let's go with three combat person. Let's clear this stuff. We slap you. Okay. So we knocked the guy out. Enemies 3 left. Switch enemy unit from 0. So here, enemy unit's current HP is greater than 0. It's alive. If enemy is less than 0, do this. Okay. So then we're doing this thing. Enemy prefab transform child. Active enemy use position is set to the dead zone count. Transform position. Enemy dead zone count ++. Okay. Then we get to this thing. It does all that. Cool. No, it didn't. Something's wrong here. And then we're doing this. So something after this, cool, is dead. Okay. Defeat enemies greater than equal to total enemies. Battles 1. Else, enemy's turn. Enemy turn. Switch enemy unit ++. Next enemy unit, do this. Change enemy HUD icon to dead or X. Switch active enemy unit. So we go here, switch active enemy unit. It does that. Okay, switch active enemy units the next thing, which we did that. Setting to the dead zone. Let's just see. Oopsies. Just see battle system. Don't need the icons. That's all correct. Active 1. Defeated enemies 1. Total enemies is 3. Enemy zone. Enemy dead zone. Okay, yeah, there. He stays there. That's fine. Dead. So where... This one. Should not grab hot controls. Leave me alone. So it must be here. I think it just gets upset because it doesn't have a unit name. Does Skeleton not have a unit name? Enemies? Skeleton? Class? Unit level? Yeah, unit name Skeleton. Wait, it says it in here. Setting up skeleton clone dot is hub. Okay. Name text nickname. Okay. Well, nickname. We'll put skeleton. Also, but I don't think that's the problem. It does all this stuff. Shared level. Shared level 0. It does the sliders. So I'm confused. I don't know why it's stopping there. That's a pain in the butt. Well, that's something I'll figure out later. But we know that it seems to break whenever we get to a second enemy. I'll just put a note for myself. Come on, pen, work. Combat breaks when switching to second enemy. Wasn't doing that before, so I must have changed something. And I bet you it has to do with maybe the wait timer. I should just put that as a possibility. Possible wait timer error. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. I think it's... Yeah, let's just save. Save everything that needs to be saving. And, yeah, time to shut her down. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. Finish some yum-yums. Well, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. Mr. Aries there on ice. Thanks for all the, like, useful brainstorming stuff. I think it helped with also, like, realigning some of the stuff I liked and that I want to have in here. So I'm very happy about that. So, yeah, cool beans. Time to go eat lunch. I have to press the exit. Oh, I have to press the stop streaming. And I gotta go press the confirm the stop streaming. So I have to make a face. Let's like confused my face. So maybe like a thinking